everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ellie. If you've never been here before, excuse the background, it's kind of plain, but I really don't know like where else to set the camera up with like decent lighting. Enjoy my dining area wall that has not been decorated. Soon we will decorate this area, and especially like our apartment for the holidays, but I'm still trying to settle into the apartment and get used to like married life, so that's just gonna have to wait. But if you've never been to my channel, then you don't know the types of videos that I plan on making. I plan on making college related videos because I am a college student. I also plan on making teaching videos in the future. This is a teaching video, by the way. And lifestyle vlogs and traveling. And yeah, if you want to see more of my life, go check out my husband's channel. I feel like I always am promoting him and he never promotes my channel. But he makes videos as well. The most recent video he uploaded was our wedding video, so that's really exciting. And a little behind the scenes moment. He is editing our honeymoon video right now, so that is gonna be super fun. It was a really fun time and it's gonna be a cool vlog, so I hope that you guys go check out his channel. I already mentioned it earlier and you can probably see it in the title, but today I'm doing the future teacher tag. This isn't really like an official tag, I feel like. Originally I got this idea from Allie McAllister. She has a YouTube channel. She's really cool and super down to earth, and I think that you guys should go check her channel out if you are interested in like the same things I am. She films a future teacher tag, and I tried to go find it today to look for the questions, and her video has disappeared. So I'm assuming that she took it down. Maybe, I don't know why, and I'm not gonna assume the reason why. But what I did was I took the same idea that Ali had. I'm not taking credit for this, but what she did was she took a bunch of questions from the actual teacher tag. And there's another tag called like first year teacher tag. There's another one called I teach too. But I took most of these questions from the original teacher tag, and then like 2 or 3 are from I teach too. So these are not my original questions. And this isn't my original idea. I got it from Allie. If you want to answer the same questions that I'm answering right now, feel free. Honestly, like this is not my idea, but let's just get into the video. I'm drinking a banana and peanut butter and cinnamon smoothie, and it's really good actually. The first question, did you always know you wanted to be a teacher? If not, when did you decide? I have always loved kids. I've loved volunteering at my church, in the Sunday school, especially when I was like in like middle school. I thought it was so fun. And when I play with my, like play as if it's like current, when I used to play at home with my sister, we always played school, but she's more bossy than me, so surprisingly she was the teacher a lot of the time. But I always just found it fun, like as a kid, like to make your own worksheets, you know, and like, and you would play the role of a teacher, what you thought a teacher was when you were younger, even though now as someone who's studying to be a teacher, that's not even what they're like. I never knew if I really wanted that to be my career. I knew I liked kids, but maybe I wanted to do something that involved kids. Flash forward to me being a freshman in high school, and we had to have these like meetings with our guidance counselor, and my guidance counselor asked me, what do you want to be? And at the time I didn't know 100%. Teaching was cool, but at the time you could not get me to stop reading. Like I read so much, and so book publishing and just everything about books, like editing and writing were like so like, oh my gosh, more than teaching at the time. And so I told him that I kind of want to be an editor. Like I think that print is really cool, and I think it'd be cool to be like involved in that. He was like, okay, well, this is kind of like the career path that you're going to want to go on. These classes in high school might be cool for you. Like you would list off your colleges that you wanted to go to, and then he would put like what majors would be good for the career path that you want to take. So my summer before my sophomore year of high school, I volunteered for this organization called Royal Family Kids. I still do, and I love it dearly. It is basically an organization that mentors foster children. And I specifically am a camp counselor at Royal Family kids. But at the time, because of my age, I was a teen staff. I had the time of my life, and honestly, top 10 experiences in life. Flipped my whole life around in my mindset about like me and like how my life is not that hard. And I realized that I really love kids. Like, I really love working with kids and I want to do something with kids. So I decided to become a teacher. And at the time, it was just because I like kids. It wasn't because I love teaching kids. It wasn't because I love education itself or classrooms. So sophomore year goes by and my junior year comes, and my guidance counselor told me that at my school we have a class called Careers in Education, and basically you take that class and you learn a little bit about lesson planning and stuff, and it's really cool. And then you're also in a classroom. So I got placed in a kindergarten classroom and I worked with kindergartners for a year, and I fell in love with teaching, and I fell in love with the classroom, and I fell in love with kindergartners. And I was like, I need to do this again. So my senior year, I TA'd. And luckily for me, I had 2 TA periods back to back. So for first and second period, I was a TA in the same kindergarten classroom with the same teacher, but obviously a whole new set of kids, for 2 hours every day, my entire senior year. It gave me such a head start in the program, honestly, and I am forever grateful for my high school that provided that program, and for somehow allowing me to TA for 2 hours every day. Long story short, let's get to the second question. The second question is, what is your major, minor, and do you have any endorsements? So I kind of take minor and endorsements as the same thing. I don't think it's the same thing. My major is elementary education, and in the state of Washington, that means I can teach from kindergarten to 8th grade. My minor is TESOL, which is teaching English as a second language. I'm not bilingual, which is why I didn't do bilingual education, but TESOL is kind of like the next step, at least at my university. We take a lot of bilingual education classes, but I am not fully qualified to be a bilingual education teacher. I just don't know enough Spanish. Also, by the way, I'm a second year college student, but I am a junior at Central Washington University. I'm in the education program there. Question 3, is there an age group, grade, or subject that you want to teach? Okay, so age group, I want to teach elementary. If I had the chance to upload my first take of this, I would have in a heartbeat said kindergarten. But now, after kind of having some experience with other grade levels, I don't know. My heart is still set on the really little ones, so kinder or first grade. And I kind of like the idea of them being new to school and me being new to, like, not really new to school, obviously, because I've been in school my whole life, but like new to teaching. I kind of like that. My mind could totally change, and honestly it doesn't really matter, because wherever you get hired is basically who will tell you what grade you will teach. And then subject wise, as an elementary teacher, most of the time you don't get to choose, you just teach everything, and I kind of want that. Question 4, where do you want to teach? So I am from Washington State, and I want to live in Washington State for the rest of my life. I don't want to move. I love Washington. I feel like it has everything. And honestly, if you would have asked me this while I was in high school, I wanted to move to Seattle, and I wanted to be a teacher in Seattle at this huge school, the big classroom, because I wanted the opposite of whatever I had. But that's just not realistic, and it's honestly not, like, deep down not what I want. I think it was just cool to put on paper, you know? But specifically, this is maybe a surprise to some people, but I want to move back to where I grew up, not in the specific town or at the specific school, because actually I went to a private school for elementary, but to the general area and valley. I do want to teach back where I grew up. So I want to teach in a rural school, not specifically because it's rural, but because of the area that I'm going to. That's all I got. But I don't mind. It's just what I know. Question 5, ideal class size. The kindergarten teacher that I observed had 17 students, I think, the first year, and then 18 to 20 students the second year. And if I'm gonna teach kindergarten, that's max. I want max, like 20 students. I feel like anything over that is too big for me. I feel like for kindergartners with one teacher in the room, that's a lot of kids. But if I was teaching 5th graders, I think 25 to 30 would be fine and I'd be able to do it. Question 6, describe your future classroom. I'm describing this as if I have a lot of money and I have the means to provide this perfect future classroom. So let's pretend that I do. I want a huge classroom library. I want my students to have the opportunity to read from a lot of different genres and also from a lot of different levels. I feel like when you have different levels in there, there's always something to read. Like as a reader, sometimes I don't want to read a huge novel, even though that is the size and reading level for me right now as a college student. And I feel like kids are like that too. Like maybe they're in 5th grade and they are able to read a huge, or not huge, but like huge for 5th graders novel, but maybe they just want to read Chicka Chicka Boom Boom or Pete the Cat, like just to get their love for reading and their motivation for reading back, you know? So I just want like a big classroom library. I also want flexible seating, but flexible seating, not so flexible. I am too scared to have full-on flexible seating throughout the entire classroom, but I do want to implement flexible seating for certain parts of the classroom. In my classroom library especially, I want pillows, beanbag chairs, blankets. I want it to be the most cozy ambiance, the most cozy atmosphere, warm, just something to make it like safe. But I do want traditional desks or tables for like lecture and like instruction. But I kind of want to implement flexible seating at my teacher table. So instead of chairs, maybe like those little yoga ball things, or just like maybe chairs, but different chairs, you know, not just the typical blue chairs. Question 7. Favorite thing about studying to be a teacher so far? I think my favorite thing about it, as a junior, I am fully immersed into education classes now, so all of my classes have to do with the teaching profession. I think that's my favorite thing. I think knowing that what I'm learning will be applicable to my career, that's so like, it just makes me feel kind of accomplished in a way, that I'm finally here and I'm finally learning how to manage my own classroom or teaching strategies to reach students who don't grasp knowledge in the traditional way. Education is obviously was meant for me if I love school and I love the concept of taking notes and learning. I love school. And I feel like if you know me in real life, you're probably like, girl, you never do your homework. You always procrastinate school. That's just me as a person. I love school. I love learning and I love education. Yeah, so I think my favorite thing about studying to be a teacher is school itself. Question 8, least favorite thing about studying to be a teacher so far. I think my least favorite thing doesn't necessarily have to do with studying to be a teacher, but people. I have an issue with letting what people say get to me. I think that's why I didn't really solidify my career choice in being a teacher for so long, because people always say teachers don't make money or teaching is so easy, which it's literally not. Imagine being a permanent babysitter, but you don't just have to make sure that they're eating and not drowning. You have to make them know how to be a productive citizen of society. You're basically like raising kids while their parents are at work. That's basically teaching. And I love it, but it's not easy. Please stop saying it's easy. It's really not. Also, the money thing is kind of like, if you think teachers are paid, how about you fight for funding education and funding teachers in schools? Anyways, let's go to the next question. Question 9. What are you most excited for when you become a teacher? The first thing that comes to my head is decorating my classroom. I am so excited to have my own classroom and to decorate it. I can't wait to film classroom setup vlogs. Classroom setup vlogs are one of my favorite things to watch in the month of August because that's when they come out, obviously. Oh, I forgot to mention this in the describe your perfect classroom question. pastel rainbow as a color palette. Yes, it's still colorful and like school-like, elementary-like, but it's also like kind of modern. And it's really cute and like muted, and it's not like super like primary colors and everything. Aesthetically pleasing, but also kid-like. So, pastel rainbow. I'm so excited to decorate my classroom and just to meet my first group of students. I feel like that feeling never goes away, and you're just always excited to meet the next group because you're going to be with them for a year. But my first group, I feel like, will be so special to me, whether it goes good or bad. Question 10. Do you have any advice for people who are thinking about becoming teachers? If you are not in the teaching program yet, some advice that I have, if you are still thinking about if you want to do it, I say do it. I think it doesn't hurt to try. I mean, if you are on your like 5th major change, maybe, I don't know. I say try it out. By try it out, I mean like watch YouTubers who are studying to be teachers or who are already teachers and see if you like what they do. Just literally like search up on YouTube like classroom setup vlogs, or literally like day in the life of a teacher, day in the life of a high school teacher if you're thinking specifically about elementary or secondary. Teacher tags, you know, just things about teachers and what they do, because they're gonna be talking about what they love to do. And if you get the same excitement when they are talking about what they are excited for, I think you'll be a great teacher, and I think it is what you love to do. Or if you watch those videos and you're like, that's not really what I want to do. I love kids, but maybe in something else, then try something else out. If you're thinking about being a teacher and you're already in the teacher program, something as a fellow college student in the teacher program, I would say build relationships with your peers. I feel like that's something that goes for all professions, but specifically for the teaching major, I found that I've only been fully immersed in the teaching profession for the past 2 quarters. I think that building relationships with people who have the same interests as me and are in the same classes as me, that's been the most influential thing to my studies so far. Just put in the effort to build relationships. So if you're in group projects, or if you're in breakout rooms on Zoom, because that's what we're doing right now, talk. Say, hey guys, my name's Ellie, or this is what I think. And it is kind of hard, but as a teacher, you're gonna have to talk in front of a huge group of kids all day. You just gotta realize we're all in the same boat. And if you're struggling, reach out to people. Reach out to your peers who are in your classroom. Reach out to your professors. In one of my classes, I was kind of being quiet in there because there was people who were louder than me, and I just allowed them to talk. But after class one time, we were actually talking about a teaching strategy that we use at Royal Family Kids. So after class, I stayed after the Zoom and I was like, hey, I wanted to let you know that I know what this is and I have experience in this. And I think that was just the start of me starting to be more open in that class, and I think my professor really appreciated it as much as I did. And so now I feel really comfortable talking in that class. So sometimes just making the first step to actually becoming involved is all you really need to do to build relationships. And the last question is favorite teachers on social media. I switch around a lot. A lot of the times I love watching teachers on YouTube. Instagram, I love following teacher Instagrammers. Teacher TikTokers have become a new thing now that we have TikTok. I love Haley Teaches. This is Haley Teaches' YouTube channel. I found her while I was watching a lot of student teaching vlogs, but I just love all of her content. She also made, when she was still in college, a lot of vlogs about the education major. Haley Teaches is also on Instagram. I'm sure I follow more, but I'm just trying to think of people that I actually watch. On YouTube also, I used to watch, I sometimes still do, Mrs. Call's Campers. I love her channel. She stopped teaching for like a year, so I think that's why I stopped watching her a lot. She started teaching again, so I will be watching more of her teaching content. And then on TikTok, Simone from Love Miss Slater. She is so funny. She's a kindergarten teacher. I love her TikToks. But those are all my favorite teachers on social media. Alright you guys, so if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you liked me, please subscribe to my channel. I will be in the future putting out more teaching videos. and hopefully college videos really soon this month. If you want to do this tag, go ahead and add more questions to this if you like. You don't have to answer them all. This is really not my idea at all. But if you do this tag, I kind of want to see them. So if you do this, if you're a future teacher and you have a YouTube channel, or if you don't, make one. I think it's really cool that we all get to share our interests with each other. And I love seeing new people who are in the same boat as me. And yeah, so if you do this tag, please somehow reach out to me. DM me on Twitter, DM me on Instagram. My socials will be on my end screen. Comment down below if you are a teacher, or if you're thinking about being a teacher, or if this video affected that in any way, hopefully not negatively. Or if you want, answer these questions down below too. I don't know who's gonna watch this. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.